Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Wednesday in the stock market. What a day. Ooh, GME. Yeah, GME did some interesting stuff today. We live streamed the Carl Hagberg, basically AMA with Adabit. If you haven't watched that, check it out. It's under the live stream, I don't know, playlist. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. There's a lot of questions that I don't think really got answered, but it was cool to hear. We did that because GameStop, basically, they're going on a rampage on Twitter. So it started with this one, and yeah, you guys saw it from last video. But then so the Carlsberg right here. People are saying this is in reference to Carl Hagberg, and at first I thought, oh, why would they use one that has branding or whatever? And maybe there's a meaning. I wasn't sure, and then people were saying Carl Hagberg, and that makes a lot of sense. I had AMA with him today. He kind of, I think he works for a company or his own or whatever, and kind of audits votes, something like that. Anyways, I'm not sure if they're hiring him, they're going to hire him, or what the deal is, but seems like something's up there. And then GameStop's literally tweeting Moaz. I retweeted it right here. It was a comment on a game that was the Mass some game Mass, and they said, oops, Moaz. Another interesting thing is all of their tweets come through like a third party that they use to basically send out their tweets, or to basically tweet for them. But all these like ridiculous ones recently have come from an iPhone, I believe. I saw something, I don't know how to confirm. Oh, here you go, Twitter for iPhone. Yep, so there you go. It's this one, it's the little, all the ones that have seemed like kind of cryptic meanings, and especially all these new ones have come from an iPhone, not from the company. Could be Ryan Cohen, could be DFE. I don't know, but it is kind of interesting to see that. What else did they tweet about? I don't know, but this is, I mean, to me, this is crazy bias. Makes me want to just be very irresponsible with my money. But maybe it's the most responsible thing I can do. Who knows? Yeah, but so today on price action, really low volume again. Looking at what, 2.69. Someone also was recording, and I don't know if it's normal, but on Yahoo Finance, it was showing the volume was going up and down as the day progressed. It was very strange. So that kind of sketches me out a little bit if they're able to manipulate the volume and like take shares back. Not saying it can happen, but it makes me feel like they somehow are able to cover. I don't know. I mean, if they're able to literally retract volume, and maybe it's just something technical that's happening that I don't understand. But yeah, I'd like to understand more about that, because that seems pretty strange to me. So yesterday we kind of bounced off that support, which was good. That 135-ish support. On the daily, it's bearish. We're below everything's bearish about it on the daily, honestly. But we're kind of staying below this trend line, and the more it respects that, the more we'll know this is a solid trend line. On the hourly, we had this run up yesterday, then it kind of flattened out, then it ran up, and then we sold off. There was a lot more volume yesterday, especially open. So some buying in here, and you can see this huge wick on there. This thing is just like poised to be released into the stratosphere. On the 5-minute though, let me show you guys how it lines up. So the whole market's pretty much taking a dump right now. Could be margin calls, liquidity problems, over leverage, you know, take a pick. I've been shorting the SPY, shorting basically everything I can by just buying puts, more or less, with options. But if you look at the SPY, and I think what's good about GME today, one of the things just with price action is how it didn't really go with the SPY. It wasn't pulled down necessarily by it. And we know GME, I think, still has a negative beta, but if you see here, this was the SPY today on the 5-minute. This is GME on the 5-minute. And the SPY kind of just melted off all day, and GME like kind of did, then kind of had a bounce, kind of maybe in here. And it kind of was following it, but it was holding a floor, a hard floor at 142. And SPY and kind of the overall market kind of kept selling off, and then really started diverging from right here. Was that one? No, even before then. Yeah, back here. So any bit of green that I noticed when SPY was a little bit green, GME would take that green and go crazy, and that's kind of where we had this run. Let's see, 1225. Yeah, we had these couple green candles and GME ran up crazy. I got excited. I don't practice patience on GME for some reason. I got some exposure. We'll see though. This week could be kind of crazy. Beginning of something, I'm not sure. With GME tweeting though, that's something new and something different. And when something changes like that, that's when my interest is peaked and I'm thinking, okay, something different. Price action is also a bit different. So we're seeing these big climbs and then just suppression, just kind of keeping it down, and it's still very low volume. We did have some volume on this one, but it's pretty low. So I mean, closed down today, but not a huge deal. On the hourly, daily's not good as far as technical looks. On the hourly, MACD's crossed over, which is nice. Yesterday we had a nice green candle over the 9 moving average here. Sorry about this mess of support lines. And then today it was looking good, and then kind of got pulled down, and it's kind of right in the middle. I mean, we've got this red candle below the 9 moving, but our MACD is still good. RSI's, it's no problem. I kind of expect, well, so one thing that's interesting is if this trend line is kind of maybe a margin call line that some have said, basically, where if we get past this point, they are margin called. It could be this line, or it could be a certain number. But it has to do with days also, so I think that's why it's kind of descending here. I saw a DD about how it has stayed below that margin line, and whenever it goes past it, things get kind of crazy. But basically that would mean that if we just traded sideways and passed this by whatever Friday, I guess that would be, yeah, then that would be in margin call territory. I mean, definitely seems like it's trying to be suppressed around here already. Let's see, max pain this week is 155 on it. That has to do with the options. Oh, it's not working now. That's probably because the market's closed. But my positions on it. Okay, so I'm out of Robinhood. Bye-bye. I had to use TD for these options, which is kind of crazy. Did put credit spreads on it, 157.5 and 155. I got 10 of them. I don't really know how to close these very well. Hopefully I figure it out when the time comes. Basically has to close above 157.5 by Friday, and then I'll get max gain on that. And then I've got a naked 165 call and a 390 call. Both those are down 40%. Again, I didn't have patience today and got so excited and just went crazy. And so I bought those. And then E-Trade, I did what did I do? Did a debit spread. So E-Trade, I think, has crazy margin requirements. So yesterday, I was trying to throw money in accounts because I'm out of buying power on these. And then today, it showed up. So I had like 2,000 in buying power. And this is a small play. But I think it used pretty much all my... Because I have no more day trading buying power. Basically, I have no more buying power. So I think that's just showing that GME's margin requirements are insane right now. Because this is a very, very small play. $506 basically is max loss. But I think since it's a spread and I have basically calls that I've sold on here, that it's just triggering their margin department to not let me buy anything else, which is insane. Yesterday in the panic, I was selling off stuff to get marked or to get buying power to buy into GME. I sold off my VIX, sold off a couple different things, unfortunately. So let's see, you've got, yeah, there's $2,000 I put in. Sold off all these VIX, which, yeah, and nothing happened. Oh, and then I actually, yeah, today I did, this is what I did today. I opened up debit spread on GME today. I actually did a daily on the SPY put. It worked out pretty well. It would have been $70 into like $500, but I sold too early. I got scared. And yeah, I lack confidence because I've been having a lot of losing plays. So little wins here and there to build up confidence again. Airbnb, I opened up a debit spread on it. It's bullish, which seems stupid. The market's going really bad, so it should be bearish. However, I'm pretty familiar with how Airbnb works, and I know it's been very busy in the last probably 3 months at least, maybe longer. So I'm hoping that's reflected on this earnings report's coming out tomorrow, I think. And another interesting thing about it is right here. So last earnings they had in February 25th, implied move was 9%, it moved 13%. The implied move this time is actually a little bit less. So that's good. It didn't actually change based on the move last time, because sometimes the option implied move will come up dramatically to where the move was last time. So that didn't change. So that means basically your options aren't priced in to that point. They're just priced into here. But then if you look at the IV over here, and typically it's the opposite of this, but current IV is 64%. Market implied post earnings IV is 70%. So normally it's flip flop. Normally right now the IV would be 70. Post earnings IV would be 50 because it loses value after the earnings. But this one says the IV will be higher after earnings, which I don't know if I'm just like haven't been sleeping enough and I don't understand what's going on there, but I think that's backwards. So that'd be great if that's the case. So the implied dollar range is 152, 127. I got a debit spread basically thinking that's going to move up more than that. But the problem is I have 100 shares, so it actually made one of them a covered call just on my shares. Ugh, all messed up now. I think I'll figure it out, but I've got 5 of the debit spread, 137.5, 160 calls. And then I basically have one naked call because one of the calls I shorted is using collateral of my 100 shares. Oh man, this is why people use Robinhood, because of this. They're like, oh, Robinhood, it's so easy. Yeah, so that's making it a little more tricky, but we'll figure it out. I'm still short on the SPY, as I've been saying for a bit now, and we're just starting to see the correction. It's been pretty dramatic. I haven't capitalized too much on it, not as much as I've liked. Partially it's been because my E-Trade hasn't had buying power, which is super annoying. Because yesterday I wanted to buy puts on SPY and they would have been amazing today because we had this bounce. Anytime we're getting these bounces on SPY or anything that's bearish right now, it's time to get puts. So I had puts on Coinbase. I had them from back here. It dropped here. We made money. I sold them actually. I think I've kind of bottom ticked it maybe. I sold them down here. Or no, I sold them right here. Yeah, I waited for the up. So that's usually when I sell once it's reversed. So I sold them here, made some money, and then coin had a crazy run up. And then right here, we were chatting on Discord about it. I was like, yeah, it's a good time to buy coin puts. Because I saw it hit this resistance, it hadn't crossed over, and I was like, if it doesn't pass that, it's probably going to keep coming down. And sure enough, should have bought them today. They have earnings coming out, though, tomorrow before market open or after. I'm not sure, but I think a lot of the market's just getting wrecked right now. Airbnb is just making my E-Trade account ugly. This thing's coming down super low. Everything's overbought or oversold right now. If you're trying to build a long-term, I would start scaling in immediately. Rocket, this is insane. I'd never imagined it'd be down here at 1668. This is below IPO. I mean, not actual IPO, but like IPO trading price once it started trading. I don't know what it actually IPO'd for, but once the banks got a hold of it and released it, this is below that point. So I'd like to add more shares. I already have a pretty big position in this relatively to the rest of my account. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but maybe leaps on it at this point, or just buying shares. This is super cheap, and it could keep going down. It's not like it won't, but I don't know. MACD's crossed over. It looks like it's kind of found a floor. On the hourly, that's bad, but it's found this floor right here. We'll see if it holds that support. I guess wait for a more of a reversal. Ooh, man. I think I deposited money into all these accounts like in a frantic. So it's giving me this false idea that I'm making money all of a sudden. Strange. Anyways, guys, if you didn't see the live stream, check it out. It's on our live stream, I guess, playlist. And then jump on our Discord if you haven't. It's in the description. And follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. And that will do it for me. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.